Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Chris Bosch Props, and again we have another turtle update video, and I just kind of wanted to run down where I'm at the moment. There is turtle everywhere, guys, everywhere. Elbow pads, that is a failed leg piece that I was doing. I'll get into that in a second, but so far this is the bulk of it. The upper half is pretty much done. I think in my last video, I only had about half of the chest done. I'm sorry, half of the torso done, but now we have the whole torso done, and I've already gone about gluing the seam, which I wanted to kind of explain on this particular model because of the amazing texture that it has. It does make the seam work a little bit more complicated. You want to be able to blend this texture and not have an obvious seam line, so it's going to take a little bit more trickery and smoothing work to get it to kind of blend and look flush. And that's one of the reasons I think I probably have already explained in my older videos that I did not want to cut the turtle up into multiple pieces. Thankfully, I have some pretty large printers like this Neptune 4 Max, 3 Max, and CR10 Max that I have in some other rooms where I'm able to print the pieces more in bulk and not have to cut it up, so that I do not have to do so much seam work trying to blend all this in and match the texture. This is going to be covered by the chest piece here, which I've already glued together as well. You could see my seam down here where I glued it. This top portion was all printed in one piece on the Neptune 4 Max, and this bottom cod piece was also printed on my Neptune 4 Max, and I just glued them together like so. That will be a very easy seam to blend in and make disappear because there's no texture, so it's way easier that way. But yeah, guys, that's kind of where it's at right now. This turtle is massive. It's huge. I went about printing the elbow pads. Now these elbow pads I'm going to wrap with faux brown leather, something that matches close to the movie that I'll go pick up at Hobby Lobby, and then make also the wraparound that wraps around the arms. That will be later in the project, but it's really cool to have the base so that I can do that and I don't have to make this out of foam or anything like that. So yeah, we got the elbows done. We have all the torso done. We have the Raphael head done, which is just absolutely amazing. It is so cool. The hands are done here. These are not going to be glued on. I don't know how I'm going to attach them. I kind of want to make him a little bit posed when he's finished. So I might just do like some Velcro or maybe a pivoted joint with PVC where this elbow can kind of move in certain ways so that it just doesn't look like a static pose that you would get in a 3D modeling software. It kind of looks like the anatomical man, the way that he's posed. I guess that's the best way to put it. We also have this massive turtle shell printed. It is huge. I had to do this in, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces oriented in certain ways, and this is going to take a lot of cleanup. It does look incredible. It is amazing, the detail on it. A lot of work ahead, guys. These are the knee pads. This one actually just got done printing on the Neptune 4 Max. That's how long it took, 15 hours and 59 minutes. On the Neptune 3 Max and the CR10 Max, this knee pad takes like 38 hours. So that extra clipper speed really does help with these faster printers. And then here's another knee pad there. Again, these will be wrapped in faux leather with the wraparounds and everything. It's gonna look amazing, guys. I'm so excited. I know that is so cliche for a YouTuber to say. I think that's why we do this, a lot of us, is we get excited. It makes us excited to be able to do these massive projects and share it with you guys, especially when it hasn't been done before, something like this, to show others that have dreamed about having a prop like this, that you can do it at home now. You don't have to buy this and pay thousands of dollars to somebody to have it done for you. You could literally do this at home for honestly a fraction of the price and have something that looks even better than the movie. I'm sorry, but this 3D model looks even better than I think the original Jim Henson sculpt looks. I mean, it's perfectly crisp, it's perfectly clean, and I think once it's painted and cleaned up, it's gonna look just like the movie. And that's why I get so excited. This has been a dream prop of mine for many, many, many years, and thankfully somebody came along and modeled and did a sculpt that resembles the 1990 movie and honors, I think really honors Jim Henson's work. These are literally masterpieces. They're some of the best puppeteering practical props ever made in movies. I don't care what you say. To this day, I also have, this was a failed leg piece. I ran out of filament and I accidentally had the power turned off, and yeah, I wasn't able to continue. But this is going to be a really cool test piece for paints, I think. So testing paint, trying to match the green that was in the movie, that's what I'm going to use that for. So even failed prints can be useful. So on the turtle shell, these joints all here are super glued with baking soda that I rub on the joints. First, I sand the joints with a palm sander. I have this little cheap Harbor Freight palm sander that I sand these joints with, and that just gives some bite for the super glue. And my favorite super glue is Dollar Tree Super Glue brand super glue. This stuff is strong. I mean, I have props and stuff that I've made. My RoboCop suit has tons of this on there, and I've yet to have a failure at the joint. But one of my secrets to activate it with the PLA is after I sand it with a palm sander, I rub in some baking soda. I put the powder on my hand and I just kind of rub the joint lightly, blow off the excess, put on my super glue, and carefully glue my joint together, trying to keep overlaps. And what I mean by overlaps is, like here you could see this section is a little bit higher than this section, and then some of them are just like this one's perfectly flush. But that's okay. You could blend all of that in, sculpt it in, sand it down. No matter what, you're going to have to do it anyway. But yeah, you have to just carefully glue it all together. But this baking soda acts as an activator, so you're not sitting there for like a minute waiting for that super glue to dry. But when you are super gluing joints on large pieces that you have to cut up like this, and sometimes when you're doing big props, you are forced where you have to cut the model up no matter what, I recommend this super glue. I've tried other super glues and other brands, Loctite brands, yada yada. I need to do a video one day kind of demonstrating. But this stuff from Dollar Tree is incredible. I've been using it since the early 2000s on everything, and I still haven't given it up, and I still haven't found anything better. So if you're gluing joints on large props, guys, this is what you're looking for, the original super glue brand from Dollar Tree. And I think you could probably find it online and stuff, but you can get it you get 2 of these at the Dollar Tree in a pack for $1. So a little rundown on how I do my joints. This pretty much applies to the whole entire suit. Wherever you cut your model up, I use my palm sander on both ends. Then I grab my baking soda, pour it on my hands, rub it into the joint a little bit. You can do either side. Sometimes I do both. Sometimes I do just one side. On this piece I did both. You'll blow off your little bit of excess. Get your super glue. Start super gluing your joint. I put quite a bit. I go kind of heavy. Then you grab your models, line them up the best you can, Sometimes it takes a little work. Sometimes you'll have to break the joint off because you didn't get it right. But I've been doing this a while, so I'm kind of good at it and filling it out on both sides. And that's kind of what I'm doing there. I'm just filling it out, making sure it's flush. I don't have a whole lot of work time, so you gotta work fast, especially with this hot Texas weather we've been having. But yeah, on this one, it feels really, really good. Super smooth. And I'm just rubbing the leg, just making sure each side is pretty flushed up. Putting some pressure on it. Good to go. Another trick that I use to blend some seams before I do my putty work, just to help kind of level the surface out somewhat, is I use a drill gun and a wire brush. And then you could see the seam there. The seam's pretty flush, but just to help take some of the excess filament off from the top and bottom layers, I just kind of, where the seam's at, and that just helps kind of flush it up a little more before I start doing putty and stuff. Kind of jump starts it for me. Very nice. Look at that. That's amazing. That is so cool. Got our bottom foot there. So that's it for now, guys. We have a whole lot of turtle everywhere, and this is where I'm at the moment, guys. It's looking amazing. It's incredible. I cannot wait to really dig deep and start working on it. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, we are on to the next one, guys. Thank you for watching.